Hey guys. So today I'm going to be doing my makeup inventory. This is something that I've been wanting to do, and I'm looking at these figures and I'm thinking, damn, this is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But I want to do it. Now the reason why I want to do it is because I feel like doing this makes me really, it opens my eyes to see exactly how much of a hoarder and makeup addict that I am. I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. I mean, as I've said in previous videos, I work hard, I earn my money, I have every right to spend my money on whatever I feel like, especially as, listen, I do what I'm supposed to do. I pay my bills, I take care of my kids. We've never had the electricity turned off, so there's no problem. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be aware of the amount of stuff that I have. And doing this has kind of opened my eyes and made me aware of how much I have, and that maybe I need to start thinking about doing a declutter, but who knows. Okay, so first of all we have lipsticks, and this is liquid lipsticks, glosses, bullet lipsticks, like just lip products, and I have 146. 146. The thing is, I'm not even really that much of a big lip person. As you see me come on here, I tend to have the same brownie nude lip combo going on practically every video. Why I have 146 lipsticks is beyond me. Bronzers and powder contour I have 4 of. That's not too bad, but I could do with getting rid of some of those. The thing is, it's like my contour, I tend to go for a very cool toned contour because I like that greyish look on the side. But for bronzer, I prefer to have like a, not exactly orangey, but more of a warm toned bronzer. But I've noticed that in recent months, I haven't really drawn for bronzer to bronze up my skin. And especially as right now, it's hot weather, so my skin does tend to tan a little bit. I don't really feel like I have any need for bronzer, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Cream, contour and concealer, I have 7. I definitely believe I can bring that number down, because when I was looking through my concealers and all of that, there was a few shades that I don't think would be suitable for my skin tone anymore. Highlighters, I have 36. Why do I have 36 highlighters? And these are single highlighters. This isn't highlighter palettes included. Like palettes, I'm doing it like all on their own, but I don't need 36 highlighters. Single eyeshadows, I have 28. I did not realize that I had so many single eyeshadows, and for other people that might not be a lot, but for me I feel like that's a lot because I don't really tend to draw for single eyeshadows. I prefer to have a palette. So it's just kind of like, where have all of these single eyeshadows come from? And even though I'm able to look through it and say, okay, well, I've got this here and I got that there and I bought that there and it's still kind of like, I actually went out of my way to buy these single eyeshadows. Like, why? But the thing is, the shades that I've seen throughout the collection, I kind of feel like when I look at them, I understand why. Makeup brushes, 113. Hold on. Listen, I have, as you guys know, I have my own makeup brush brand, so I'm gonna have a bunch of brushes. I feel like I've seen people with a lot more brushes than I do. I also get brushes for research and reference purposes. I also have a bunch of brushes which I solely purchase for the purpose of having them just on my vanity because they're pretty. So there's a few that I've just never ever touched, that I don't really plan on touching. They're just there for the sake of that. Mascaras, I have 9. Now the mascaras I tend to get through. I didn't realize I had so many though. That's a lot of mascara. Not all of them are open, but at the same time there's a couple in there which are colored ones that I just was not keen on, so I might just throw those ones away. And they don't smell very good. I got them from like AliExpress and they just don't smell very good. They kind of smell like gasoline, so I think I'm gonna get rid of those colored ones. I don't feel safe putting those on my eyes, so that's probably gonna go down to either 6 or 7, because I can't remember if there was 2 or 3 of the colored ones. I can't remember. Blush, I have 8. Kind of okay. With the blush, I know that there's one shade or 2 shades which are doubles, like back up. I also know that one of them is a cream blush. Could I do with downsizing that figure? Most definitely, and I'm definitely going to be working on doing that, but it's very hard to get through a blush. That's why I don't really tend to buy blush that often. But thankfully, these are all like the Clean Color Miss Cheek blushes, which were like $1 from Shop Miss A, but regardless of how much it costs, it's still there taking up space. Foundations, I have 12. That includes like samples of foundation as well, you know, like those little pots that I got from Clinique and YSL. It includes those as well, so they're not all full size. So I'm not too worried about foundations, and there are a couple that I'm coming to the end of. With foundation, because I'm using foundation literally like every time that I put on my makeup, and you use quite a bit of it every time you put on your makeup, so I tend to get through it often enough that I don't feel like it's just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Primers, I have 7. And since I've got the blur stick, everything else has been neglected. So I am gonna try and rotate some of those primers, but you know, like when you just have something that's just so good, you just don't want to think about something else which you know is not as good. So yeah, even though I am going to rotate them, I just kind of feel like I know what's good, and coming away from it's hard. Loose powder, I've got 3. I don't care about that too tough, because I've got 2 banana powders and I've got 1 Primark powder which I got in like a subscription box, which is like pure white. I don't really tend to use the white one too tough because I feel like it's just too pale for my skin. But in the colder months when my skin does get a tiny little bit paler in the winter months, so I can use it mixed with my banana powder to like carve out the jawline and to accentuate my contour. So I do use it with that. So I'm not really too bothered about the loose powder, to be fair. Setting sprays, I have 2. One is Barry M, the matte one, which I feel like is my ride or die, and I'm about to run out of it. And then I've got another one which is by the Body Shop, which is like some face mist that they say you can set your makeup with. I don't really use the Body Shop one as much. I mainly use that for wetting my brush when I'm going to use like a shimmer shadow on my lid, so that it glides on a little bit more effortlessly. But I don't really use it for its intended use, which is as a face spray. Liners, now this is like eyeliners predominantly. Yeah, it's like pencil eyeliners. I've got 16. I need to definitely downsize that number, because why do I need 16 liners? I barely draw for a liner, aside from like my liquid liner, which I need to replace. But I don't really draw for pencil liners as much as I used to, like years and years and years ago. I used to like just mash up pencil eyeliners. I used to get through them so quickly, because I was always like tight lining on both my upper and lower eyelids, eyeline, whatever. But now I don't really do that, so I kind of feel like there's not much use for these eyeliner pencils. And on top of that, I feel like when I used to get all of these Glossy Box, Birch Box, this, that and the other, they used to have a lot of liners in them. Like literally every other month I'll be getting a liner, so that's a lot. That's where a lot of them have accumulated from. Glitters, I have 18. I don't mind about the glitters. The glitters don't expire. They don't, you know, they don't expire, and they don't take up much space. They're in like a little box all on their own. They don't take up any space, so I'm not too bothered about those. That's fine by me. Brow products, like all brow products, I've got 12. I don't need 12. And I feel like I always end up drawing for my L'Oreal Brow Artist pencil, and I'll rebuy that and rebuy that and rebuy that, even though I know that I have other brow things in there. Like, girl. Eyelashes, I've got 7 pairs of eyelashes. 7 pairs. Why do I need 7 pairs of eyelashes? I barely use eyelashes. Like, if this was like a year and a half ago, I would be like using those eyelashes. They probably wouldn't even be there. Well, there'd be other ones there, but those same ones from a year and a half ago would not have been there if I had continued using eyelashes the way that I was using them a year and a half ago. Does that make sense? But I don't really use eyelashes anymore, and I found that there's like 2 styles that I have, and one of them is like the crisscross ones, and I don't really like those ones as much, so I might just get rid of those because I just don't like them anyway. And the other pair is literally just like some wispy, fluttery, just casual ones, you know, just some naturally casual ones that I would use, say, for an occasion, whatever. That's what I would mainly use it for. Lastly, palettes, and this is palettes, eyeshadow, highlight, contour, face palettes, like mixtures of palettes. Like, you know, like those palettes that you get like some eyeshadows and you get a highlight and you get a brightener and you get a contour and you get a lipstick, all in one palette. It includes those as well. So all palettes together, I have 141, and it's about to become 142. Now these include as well my genuine palettes and some of the fake palettes that I have purchased to do my comparisons with and all of that. Like I have held on to those, and at this point I'm kind of feeling like, should I just get rid of all of the fake ones because there's no need for me to have them. I don't really do comparisons anymore. Maybe if you guys still want me to do comparisons, that's something that I can start up again, but my concern about that is that it's just taking up so much space for no reason. Now, even though I kind of feel like I don't have space for much more in my vanity and on my vanity, and this has kind of made me feel like maybe I should start thinking about doing a declutter. But at the same time, I'm worried that if I do a declutter, am I just going to replace all of that stuff with more stuff? And I don't really want to feel like I'm just going to get rid of things just to replace it with something different. Yes, I understand that I'm going to be getting new things regardless, but something that does deter me from purchasing loads of new things is because I know that my space is limited. So I pick and choose what I want to get and what I don't get because I know that my space is limited. So I'm kind of like at a crossroad, I'm kind of at a stalemate, like what do I do? So I'm gonna think about it. I think, again, with the fake palettes, I probably will just go ahead and do that. But with the other things that I've said that I need to downsize on, I need to think about what would I be doing if I decide to get rid of them. Will I just end up replacing them with other things, hence spending even more money that I don't necessarily need to? I need to kind of come to a decision on that, so I'm kind of undecided. Anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.